Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to episode 1 of the ReelTok Podcast. My name is George Carmi. You can find me on TikTok at Movies and Stuff 14. I am joined alongside 3 gentlemen. I have the absolute pleasure of calling co-hosts, 3 incredible creators. Cam Walsh from Indiana at Cam Walsh 27 on TikTok. Tyler Whitmore, all the way from Arizona at Backseat Screen Time on TikTok. And all the way from Sheffield, across the pond, Seth Mullen-Farrows. You can find him on TikTok at Seth's Film Reviews. Gentlemen, outside of nervous and excited, how are we feeling right now?
Good.
Damn good. We're good.
Really? Excited.
I'm hyped. We picked an interesting weekend to record our first episode, didn't we?
Definitely.
Because we want to treat this as an introductory episode, but between D23, every Star Wars news, TIFF, Venice, we have so much news that we want to cover in this episode. But we do want to treat it as an introductory episode. So let's do exactly that. Why are we here? How did we get into film? Why did you guys start taking TikTok seriously? Cam?
Yeah, so we'll go deep back. Like when I was a kid, I would make and if you can find these on YouTube, I'd love to see them because I can't. I would make golf ball reviews, fun fact, and also trick shots, like on YouTube. Couldn't find them anywhere. Yeah, no, it's like middle school, early middle school Cam. So if you can find those
on this call, I will be looking for those.
You're more than welcome to. I can't find them. I didn't delete them, but beside that, I've always been interested in movies, and then like TikTok was a super easy app, to start off and make content. For the longest while, I wasn't getting TikTok because it was like super cringe, but now I'm super cringe, so why not? And then I started off making like stupid comedy TikToks, and I've left a couple up. They're pretty bad, but I had a couple do quite well. And then my senior year of college, so 2 years ago, I changed that to movie TikToks, and it did horribly. I got like a couple hundred views every video, kind of quit. And then for some reason came back in January, wanted to try it one more time. Made a stupid video about J.K. Rowling and how much I dislike her. And it did all right. And then I made a couple more that did all right and grew some followers. Said, why not? Let's keep this going. And here we are. So that's me.
I'm on the absolute boat with you. My TikTok started as just like trying to be funny and coming off as I haven't deleted any of those. So every so often I'll get comments on those TikToks like, yo, the start of this movie pit TikTok. And it's just some video of me trying to be as funny as possible, but they're not funny, obviously. Yeah. Seth,
I found them.
Yes.
What are you doing, man? How you doing? Why are you on TikTok? What made you get into it?
So similar to Cam, I used to do like a lot of editing, and when I sort of tried to get into TikTok originally, it was kind of based around the gym background, the bodybuilding style. And if you've been on that side of TikTok, it is horrible. People are just like, it is the worst side of TikTok to try and get into. And I've always like kind of been into film. I think that's the main thing. Like my mum, for example, loves film. She's probably quite pretentious in her film choice and stuff like that as well. And then I basically got into TikTok from there, and I saw it as a platform where I could just talk shit because I didn't know anyone in person. This is the thing, who liked film as much as I did, which I think is key because I just didn't have anyone to speak to about it. So I thought I'll make a TikTok because it seems pretty fun. Made it in like the middle of April. So what month are we in now?
Yeah, we're in September.
I'm not doing the maths, but not too long ago now. And I think the first video I made was like again, I think it was a trying to be funny video. I think that might be a common occurrence here. I think it was like a sound video. I got like 100 views in like 3 days. Did a similar thing to Cam, quit for a few days. I was like, yeah, this is not worked. Came back to it, did a video, got a few thousand, and then went from there. But I think it was the reason I got into TikTok is just finding people to talk to about film because I had like no friends who were that into it like I was. Kind of makes sense.
Yep.
And you've seen like you started in April and you're pushing 120,000 followers now.
Sheesh.
Which is just
gliding.
There was a moment where you jumped from like 10K to 80K in legitimately 3 weeks.
Well, I don't want it to come off as like cringe and like cliche. When everyone says like, oh, I didn't think I'd get any followers.
Yeah.
But it genuinely is true. Do you know what I mean? Why would people care about me talking about films? Like, not fun, it's not interesting, but apparently it is.
Yeah.
And then
I followed you at 3,500, so I'm feeling pretty good about my
That was an OG
investment.
too. That was an OG.
I
That's an
forgot to
investment
mention
right there.
Tyler shouted me out when I had like 2K. So
Yeah, he didn't shout me out, but that's fine.
everyone just
I got the shout out.
Everyone just tagged his cam like.
I'm a big comment section warrior. I got some followers that are respectful.
I forgot to mention that one of the reasons I actually started film TikTok. This is not a lie. I've said this to Cam before, was because I saw a few of Cam's videos, and I used to. It was your top 100 videos, and it was also your videos on the kissing booth films. I remember watching Santa and thinking, I want to do films. So actually, Cam,
I appreciate
it. Cam is a
pioneer.
Cam's
I
an
appreciate
inspiration.
that. I don't believe you, but I appreciate it.
I'm right there with you, Seth. Coming off cliche, I have like just not expecting to blow up at all.
Yeah.
Because why would anyone want to listen to us? And that when I started TikTok, I had 100 followers, and they were mostly friends, and I had stitched a video that blew up. It got like 3 million views in 2 days. My follower count jumped from like 100 to like 2,000, and I was like,
"You're like what?
This is off." Like people heard me speak, and now they follow me. So that's where I started to take TikTok seriously. And obviously, the rest is history. Blah blah blah. We're here on this podcast. Tyler, what about you? You are not only on the movie side of TikTok, but you are also on the sports side of TikTok.
Yeah, so like Cam did, I'll go all the way back as well. So Cam did golf ball reviews on YouTube way back in the day. I have been on YouTube since I was in 6th grade, making duct tape wallets. I had my own duct tape wallet.
I did that shit.
Wow.
Yeah. Dude, so I made duct tape wallets, DTA duct tape wallets. You can check it out. I haven't posted a video in like, I don't know, 12, 13 years. But yeah, I had my own little duct tape wallet empire, sold it to people online. I sold it in a couple stores in Minneapolis as well, like to people in school. Like it was just my little duct tape empire. So been on YouTube for a long time. And then I started Backseat Coach, which is like my main account, which is all sports related. It's also my sports media company I run, and got really into sports. That account grew pretty well. I also love movies, hence the poster background, that movies and sports. So I started a movie TikTok. And actually, before that even started, I messaged George on Instagram. I was like, yo, I want to start a movie. Like, right now, I only do sports TikToks. Like, I didn't even have the TikTok account for movies. I was like, I think George at this point had like, I don't know, like 20K, 30K. I don't think you were over 50K yet. But I was like, yo, we should, like, I would be totally down to start a movie podcast. I know I'm only on the sports side right now, but we should try it out. And you were like, like right now, like, I don't think like I need to wait till this thing gets bigger, which obviously by now you've like 10x your followers since. So now it's a perfect time to start ReelTok Podcast. But that was like how I first started with the movie side of TikTok, which is like reaching out to George because I saw him first. And I think I saw Cam. Cam, did you start TikTok in like January?
Yeah. January, I think it's like the first, honestly. It was whenever that Wizarding World like thing came out on HBO Max. Yeah.
Because I followed you pretty early on, and I think similar to Seth, I saw you making videos, and even though I'd followed George for a while, I was like, once Cam started, I was like, you know what, I'm gonna start. Like, I'm not gonna let this Cam Walsh 27 start making TikToks and me not being doing TikToks. So, so that's how I started there.
I would also like to say I reached out to George on a drunken night, and
I didn't say no because I disliked you guys.
No, I think
you both reached out to me back to when I was like first starting out. I didn't even know if this TikTok thing was going to be serious.
I feel left out. Why didn't I reach out to me the other day?
Dude, I swear, George, like I emailed you in like December. I feel like it was a long time.
You emailed me a while ago. You emailed me a while ago. You sent me like a whole page layout and what you wanted to cover, and I think my response was, no, not right now. I think I need to just grow a bigger community before I consider a podcast.
For sure. But no, we're here now.
Between us, between the four of us now, we have like a combined 500K plus followers, maybe a little less.
The film talk thing is weird though, because it's like it is such a small niche thing still, isn't it? Everyone kind of knows of everyone.
Yeah, exactly.
So like I was watching like all of your videos months ago before I even started, and then next thing you know, we're doing a podcast together, and you're from the other side of the fucking Atlantic, whatever. It's a weird thing where everyone just kind of knows and speaks to other people, wherever you're from.
It's a cool community. Like everyone in here is so cool. And like Seth, the first I think I ever talked to Seth was I think Seth like before like you kind of blew up. You messaged me one morning because like you're in UK time, so I like woke up and you're like, please tell me why I just spent 2 hours reading your Letterboxd reviews for like one morning.
I read people's reviews like when I'm eating for some reason. I like read.
That's what I do.
Do you know what I mean? I just flick through them, and I noticed Tyler had done like 200 or whatever, so I just flicked through your reviews like all morning. I do, George.
Tyler,
because it's just
you are.
But
I have a question for you, Tyler. What made you start this reviewing 500 movies in 1 year series?
Yeah.
It was just like a challenge I wanted to do, and people are like can hate on it because like I multitask when I watch a lot of movies. But the thing is, like, when I started my letterbox, I just made the decision I'm not going to review anything unless I freshly rewatch it. Like Nightcrawler is one of my favorite movies. I've seen it like 5 times, but I haven't watched it since I started my letterbox, so I still haven't put my review up on Nightcrawler until I rewatch it. So like that'll be one like I'll watch while I'm doing work because like I've seen that movie like 5 times. Like I know the nuances, but I just want a quick rewatch. Or like if I'm watching Hangover for the 5th time, I'll throw that on. So like I've obviously seen a lot of movies in my life. So like while I'm working on stuff like homework or whatever I'm doing on my computer, I'll just throw up a movie I've seen before on my other monitor. But I'm like, let's just get this one queued up for the letterbox. So rewatching a lot of movies.
Sense.
But yeah, it's just like I just wanted to do a challenge because that was my whole account. Like January was just like movie reviews, and I watched the
That's when I
entire
started.
MCU.
Yeah.
And then I started like being like, okay, these are fine, but it's not like it just like became really stagnant, and I kind of just had to be on top of like movie news or trends or whatever, and that's when it started working a little better. But I just love this TikTok community. Like there's so many, like at least like a dozen people, like, and I wanted to make note of this in the podcast for sure, like there's so many people in Movie Talk that are just so awesome. And like we all, I know we all like can say the same thing. We all DM with people all the time, talk with people. We're all stitching each other's videos. The comments are always flooded with other Movie Talk people. I've been on sports TikTok for like 2 years. I don't know like any of the other creators, and I'm like relatively like one of the bigger, like especially in the college football world over on the sports side, and I don't literally talk to any of the creators, whereas Movie Talk, I'm only at like 12k followers. Shouldn't say only, but like there's so many people that are so cool. So I love Movie Talk, and it's like the best community, so I'm really excited that we're putting this podcast together, and hopefully we can include more people in Movie Talk with some interviews in the future and stuff. But yeah, I just wanted to shout out Movie Talk because they're awesome community.
Shout out Movie Talk.
Movie Talk is the best. And Seth, going back to your other point, I post a few gym videos here and there. Those comments significantly more toxic than anything that my movie hosts get.
I think it's like as well. I used to. So obviously, if you're running like a gym account, you're gonna post like your physique and stuff as well. Like when I was competing and stuff like that, I post like progress pictures, and I can take people saying your film takes are bad. Who cares? But you know, people are going at you for like, oh, you're fat, you're skinny. Yeah. It's horrible. Like, it's just not nice. It's just a horrible thing.
Exactly. Exactly. If I want to say like The Wizard of Oz is a bad movie and someone calls me stupid, I'm fine with that.
Yeah.
But like if I post a simple like today's workout video, I'm getting like 100 comments critiquing my like arm vascularity. I'm getting 100 comments critiquing my form.
That's what it's
People
like.
talking to me, saying like, "Oh, you're weak. Stop posting these." I'm like, "Come on."
That's what I mean. Here.
But okay, so to continue this cynical conversation, because we've talked about the great, and there are some amazing sides of movie TikTok. There are some pretty shitty aspects of Movie Talk.
Yeah, it's me.
Particularly,
that's the shitty side.
Cam Walsh reviewing 365 Days 3 times.
Yeah, that is bad. No, it's not. That's a good side of Film Talk.
That's the fun side of Film Talk.
He does it so we don't have to.
Yeah. Those movies can lick me.
What do you dislike about Movie Talk, Cam? Let's be a little.
I don't dislike anything about Movie Talk. I don't dislike anything about Movie Talk. I'm just a bad person. I feel bad. I never reach out to anyone. I'm too socially awkward. Honestly, right. Like the only person I've ever DM'd first is Seth when he hit like 100K. I was like, dude, you're blowing up. Good work. Like, because I think we've talked at that point a little bit.
Yeah, we talked before. Yeah.
Like I'm too socially. I've said this before. I don't talk movies with people in person because I feel bad when I
say their favorite movie.
Their favorite movie is like Grown Ups 2. And I'm like, that movie's shit. Like you have bad movie taste. And I've told you guys, I'm getting better at saying I respect your opinion. I'm just like a bad person. Like I'll just tell someone their movie's shit.
I've just stopped responding to hate comments all around.
I respond to everyone.
I can't help it.
Trust me, sometimes I can't help it, but for the most part, I'm like, you know what? It's just not worth it. Like just leave it. Don't even respond. Just leave
say
it.
no.
I just had a video do pretty well that was like my top 10 favorite actors, like least favorite movies or worst movies, whatever. And I got a lot of comments that were like, your top 10 favorite actors suck. And I would just reply to almost all of them and be like, your bloodline is going to fail. Like, just like, hey, I'm so bad. I'm so toxic. Brutal. I'm the problem.
My problem is when I first started TikTok, I would respond to everything, every nice comment, every hate comment, and the amount of fights I would get in. If you look at my blocked list on TikTok, it's got to be 200 accounts deep.
It's the way to do it.
I've blocked so many people, but some people just get aggressive, and obviously the Star Wars fans, Cam.
I got death threats on my first Star Wars video. It was great. Like I'm gonna come, I'm gonna come to your house and kill you. Quote.
It's so funny. I think it's funny. All right.
I do too.
We don't want to spend too much time on introductions.
Yeah.
Let's go around. Just name some movies that define your childhood. What got you into film? What films made you fall in love with film? Maybe what was the first film you remember seeing in theaters? What movie have you seen a million times that you'll see a million times more? Tyler, kick us off.
Well, when I was growing up, which is weird now because I'm not a huge Star Wars fan anymore, to be honest. Like, even rewatching them, I don't get the same nostalgia. But when I grew up, I was like the full-on Star Wars kid. I had all the lightsabers. I was just like existed in a state of wearing Anakin's costume like throughout like ages like just 5 through 7. I just never took it off. I was obsessed with Star Wars. So like always would just beg my mom like, hey mom, like Saturday we're not doing anything. How about we just watch the 6 Star Wars movies all back to back to back to back on the couch together? So like Star Wars is definitely my childhood. But like I remember Transformers, seeing the original Transformers in theaters and being like, this is crazy that like a movie did this. Like that blew my mind, the CGI, and I was like, is no one else like appreciating like the CGI and visuals of this? And everyone's like, I mean, it's a cool movie. I'm like, no, like how the heck did they make that? So I remember that being like a pivotal point for me where I started to think like, who's behind what's going on the screen right now? Because it's just absolutely bizarre that this is a thing. And then like I worked at a movie theater when I was 15. And when you work in a movie theater, like the best perk is you just get to go to free movies. So I would see so many movies I like would never buy a ticket to. Like that's when like Grand Budapest Hotel came out, Prisoners came out, and like those are 2 movies that are some of my favorites of all time, but probably wouldn't have like gotten me to go to the theater when I was just a 15-year-old kid. But since I just got free tickets, I like watched them. I was like, holy crap, these are like, this is a lot different than Fast and Furious 6 right here. And then at that point, I was like, I'm going to start getting into film more. So I feel like those, like if I had to go to pivotal movies like Transformers and then like Grand Budapest and Prisoners. But growing up, it was Star Wars all day, for me at least.
All right, for Cam and Tyler, for Cam and Seth. Cam, without saying Star Wars, and Seth, without saying Lord of the Rings.
Yeah.
Give me some movie. Because everyone knows you're the Lord of the Rings guy, you're the Star Wars guy.
I mean, Cam, I gotta say Star Wars.
You have
to. Over that. Like, I'll skip over that. Lion King, obviously, like I still think it's a perfect movie. Lion King was a big part of my childhood. Toy Story. Hans Zimmer, you're correct. He's not bad. He's just not as good as John Williams.
Well, come on now.
Okay, we'll talk that another time. So Toy Story obviously like was a huge part, but like I was 8 or 9. I don't remember exactly when the first Iron Man came out. So like I'm an MCU defender. I'll always be an MCU defender, but like those are a big part of my like comeuppance, you know. I would go watch those with my mom like all the time. The Pirates of the Caribbean movies, like I'm a huge fan of. Transformers, Tyler, like you said. I used to think Transformers was like the best movie ever. And I said this, I recently rewatched them all like last year, and they don't hold up.
The first one does. The first one holds
first
up.
one's great. First one and Bumblebee. I quite like. And then I will mention the first movie I vividly remember watching and being like, this is a bad movie, is the Red Dawn remake.
Oh my god.
With Chris as a kid.
Hemsworth, right? And Josh
yeah, I'm gonna spoil it. It's been out for a billion years.
Terrible movie.
Chris Hemsworth gets shot in the middle of nowhere, like out of pocket, the most crazy death I've ever seen. I'm like, this was shit. This was horrible. And I was like, I had to be like 8 or 9 at the time. I had it on DVD, and I was like, this is terrible. So yeah, I just want to mention that one as well.
No, that's a good shout. We need to make a point to shout bad movies on this podcast. We have to be.
I always will.
All right, Seth. Lord of the Rings. What else?
Okay, yeah, I'll skip Lord of the Rings. That's fine. I just got to get it in there. Like,
Of course.
So, Little Miss Sunshine is a film that I have watched countless times. And I remember my mum showing that to me when I was probably... When did that come out? Like 2007?
That was early, yeah.
Yeah, when I was probably about 8,
10.
9, that sort of age, yeah. And that's still one of my favourite films, and that was one of the first films I remember seeing. Spy Kids, they were a huge part of my... Spy Kids 3... I tried to rewatch that last year. It's probably the worst film I've ever seen. Like, it's definitely up there.
George Lopez.
That's not a film you rewatch as an adult for that one reason.
It is because it's hilarious.
Same thing with Shark Boy and Lava Girl. You just don't. You cannot rewatch that as an adult.
Amazing. Spirited Away was a massive one for me as well. Another one my mum introduced me to. And then also, do you remember the Eddie Murphy film Haunted Mansion?
Yes.
For some reason, I love that. And I watched it a couple of years ago. And I was like, this is so bad. Like, but I love that film. I think Eddie Murphy was just like one of those actors. As well as like Martin Lawrence and Will Smith, like Bad Boys 1 and 2 were like everything to me. It's like action films when I was younger. But then when I got more into film, it was the Shutter Island and the No Country for Old Men were the two that kind of massively, that next step into film where you kind of get into like the thrillers and stuff like that.
Yeah. And you are a huge psychological thriller guy.
Not as much as you, but I'm nearly.
That's all you watch, man.
And then
we watch too much.
Yeah, we do. I'd probably say most of the Spielberg films as well, like Jurassic Park.
Oh, I gotta throw Jurassic Park.
Throw Jurassic Park in there.
Indiana Jones, even E.T. to a certain extent, Saving Private Ryan. Though Spielberg just had that my childhood in a chokehold. Realistically, like his films were it was everything. They were just so iconic, really, weren't they? But that's probably the main ones anyway. And then Pirates of the Caribbean as well.
Of course.
Yeah.
I'm gonna shout basically everything you all just said, Lord of the Rings, Star Wars. I'm going to say, obviously, and I won't harp on it too much, The Dark Knight is one of the first films I can remember. I remember my mom picked me up from summer camp, and we went to watch this movie at like 4:30 in the afternoon, and I've obviously loved that movie ever since. Shark Boy and Lava Girl is another one that I'm just refusing to watch as an adult.
But please watch it. Please.
I don't want to because
it
means so much to me, and I just don't want to ruin it.
I watched it the other year.
I'm going to throw Scooby-Doo meets Batman and Robin on that list. I don't know if you guys ever watched that animated
George,
film.
Did you like the Cyber Chase one?
Cyber Chase?
Scooby-Doo Cyber Chase.
Is that the anime?
Epic.
I don't know if I saw
that one. May be one for me. I love that.
I only watched the films, where they went to the Fantasy Island or something.
Yeah.
All right, I got to add that to my watch list.
I loved that, man. You've not seen them?
I don't think so.
The live actions? James Gunn?
They're amazing.
Maybe.
It's James Gunn.
That's the one with Freddie Prinze Jr., right?
Yeah.
Then maybe. I may have seen it a long time ago.
They're amazing.
Scooby-Doo meets Batman and Robin. Had it on VHS. It's still at my grandma's house. I might watch that tonight.
I love that.
All right. That's a good introduction. I'd imagine 99%.
People know us.
Exactly. Most of our listeners on episode 1 are going to come over from TikTok. And to all of you who are listening to us for Idiots Talk, we appreciate you. We love you. And thank you for sticking around with us and giving us this platform to do what we love, which is talk about movies. We really appreciate you guys. Let's move on to D23. We got, in the last 2 days, an aggressive amount of news. I've kind of we're gonna dial into a few of the big stuff that I think is worth talking about, and then maybe let's harp on the smaller stuff a little towards the end. My most anticipated thing out of D23, and I don't know if you guys agree, is Barry Jenkins' Mufasa.
Yeah,
without a doubt.
Moonlight and If Beale Street Could Talk are like two of the best movies ever.
I consider Moonlight to be the best A24 film. I know that's possibly a hot take. Seth has a little face. What's going on? You don't like these?
No, it's not that. I don't know if I like the idea of it.
It's not a remake. It's an original story.
My thing is.
It is. I don't know. Maybe I'm just put off by the Lion King live action. Maybe that's just sort of. But when I first saw it and when I read into it, I'm just not that convinced yet. But again, it is original story. Who knows? I think.
Trust me, I hear you, and I'm as skeptical as possible because Disney live action has clearly not had the best. I mean, just look at Pinocchio that just came out. I gave it a 1.5 out of 5 stars.
I tried to watch it this morning. I couldn't do it.
Don't do it. It's so bad.
It's
26 out of 100 for me.
I don't even know how I gave it a 1.5 out of 5 stars, but the Barry Jenkins is what's holding Mufasa afloat for me.
Yeah.
Because
it makes sense. It does make sense.
He is clearly a more than capable filmmaker. Obviously, Robert Zemeckis did Pinocchio, so I thought the exact same thing.
He's a capable filmmaker, yeah.
But he's a very capable filmmaker, and he made this piece of garbage. But I have trust in Barry Jenkins.
What other films has he done? Has he done anything else? I can't think.
His two big ones are Moonlight and If Beale Street Could Talk.
He's got one more.
He's got one more.
I've never seen it. I've heard it's pretty good.
I've seen that one.
Yeah.
But yeah.
All right.
A sleeper pick for me for D23, just to jump to another movie, is Disenchanted, because I love Amy Adams, and I feel like when Enchanted came out, she was in such a different point in her career than where she is now. Like, since then, she's had Hustle, Vice, Arrival. Like, she's like I feel like she took like a huge leap into like amazing acting performances.
He was amazing.
Since the original Enchanted. So it's gonna be cool to see her like go back to that world. Like, she was so different in her career before. Like, because it's been like, how long has it been? Did that come out like
2007.
2007. Time ago.
Yeah, so she's changed so much. So I'm excited to see her return to that Enchanted world, because I just actually recently watched it with my girlfriend. Like, Enchanted was awesome.
Off topic, but Amy Adams not being nominated for Arrival is one of my least favorite things in the world.
George would add Zack Snyder's Justice League to that list. Probably.
Hey, I would add that too. I would add that
too. Whatever, man. Whatever.
I would like to. I'll shout out the Little Mermaid. It's a remake. I've got a lot of like skepticism with it, but the cast looks great. Halle Bailey, Melissa McCarthy, I think is a good actress and is just doing shit movies, and just I just want her to come back to God a little bit.
I'm excited. I'm excited for
the original film was good.
The original film's great.
Great music. Great music.
And Halle Bailey does give me some hope.
Yeah,
she really does. I don't know.
She's a good singer.
She's been in a couple of short films. She made some guest appearances on a few TV shows. She was actually in Nick Cannon's Wild and Out, which I think is hysterical for like an episode or two. So I think this is a nice breakthrough for her. It's Disney live action. We have to be nervous, but we can also be excited.
I know.
The trailer for that felt like the Avatar trailers that have been coming out, where it's just like panning shots of underwater.
Panning shots.
Massive.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Well, I think it was a tease, but
I actually have in my notes, because we did get a concept art for Avatar 2. What is your level of excitement for Avatar 2?
I'm excited. Y'all are hating.
I'm excited. I'm excited. I hate the first one.
I won't say hate, but I highly dislike the first one.
Avatar is one of those films still. You know how Cam's like, he doesn't like speaking to people outside of the film.
Yeah.
Avatar is one of those films that's like a 45-year-old woman's like favorite film who's just not watched anything. And I just don't think it's a good film, the first one at all. However, I'm intrigued to see what they're gonna do with the second one, but I'm not like crazy excited. I'm more just intrigued. I'm not that optimistic though, because I don't feel what can they do really with that? Nothing really stands out to me.
It's a film with undeniable, amazing world building, and now
no one's denied that's
exactly. But my thing is, now we're 13 years away from the first Avatar. We've seen what filmmakers are capable of with Dune and Interstellar. We know what they can do with their level of CG. That's the only thing keeping Avatar 2 afloat for me, is because I'm a huge, obviously, visual presentation guy, and I have the utmost confidence that James Cameron will expand on that first movie.
Yeah. Oh yeah, he's definitely.
With that said, I don't like the first movie.
He's just such a jackass about it, man.
I don't like that first movie.
He's got the next like 5 planned, and he was pushing this one off because he couldn't get the visual of water right, and it's like, God damn, man, you haven't come out with the second.
Cam, you're upset that James Cameron has the next 5 planned. Meanwhile, Kevin Feige has the next
I know.
Of Marvel already planned.
He's made more than one movie in the universe. I mean, my God.
How
did he get off the pot? Lord.
Was the first one 2009?
First one's 2009, yeah.
Yeah.
made so much.
I feel like
money.
retroactively people hate on Avatar. Like, I don't think Avatar's a great movie. It's still my best. Like Seth was saying, like a 45-year-old's favorite movie. My best friend is 24. It's his favorite movie. So like, there's still people like our age who love it. It's just, but I feel like people, I don't know. So Avatar, I don't think it's aged great, especially in the film talk community. But I feel like a lot of people undercut it still in terms of saying it wasn't a cultural like people are like, oh, it had no cultural impact and made all this money. Like, I know a lot of people outside the film talk community that like vividly remember going to see Avatar. They were like blown away. People still talk about it to me as like some of their favorite theater experiences. Like the one argument for Avatar, like I get it, people don't love it, it's Dances with Wolves, whatever. But I just feel like a lot of people just say like, oh, it wasn't even like a cultural impact and made all that money. I feel like it was. Like, and I feel like people undercut that a little bit because I think that was like, I still remember that when I was young, when that came out in theaters, like everyone was talking about it.
Yeah.
I mean, listen, there was no doubt. When you have a movie like Avatar where James Cameron was like, oh, I've been creating this brand new language for 20 years. We've been working on this film for 20 plus years. It's going to attract people into your theater.
For sure.
Yeah.
So, but like Tyler said, it's just a film that hasn't held up well, in my humble opinion, of course.
Whilst other films have been progressive.
It's also, it's not bad. It's not like a bad movie.
I think it's like a 5.
It's just a good movie.
Yeah. Like, it's good.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't get it, but it's fine.
It's a 3 out of 5 stars on Letterboxd.
Yeah, that's fair.
77 out of 100.
Okay. We also have, and this is behind Mufasa, this might be my most anticipated project out of D23. David Lowery is directing Peter Pan and Wendy, and Jude Law is coming in.
Yeah, I saw that, yeah.
Which is crazy, because David Lowery has done The Green Knight, Pete's Dragon, and A Ghost Story.
Okay.
Pete's Dragon sucks,
so
dude.
he's kind of all over the place. And Seth, I know you hear The Green Knight, and you're a little skeptical.
I thought it was okay, but there was too much for it for me. I think it's one of those that needs a rewatch. I thought it was okay. It was like that was a 3 out of 5 on Letterboxd.
5.9,
which is fine. 5.9
That's what I
Oh
hate.
my
Well, I
Eight-
like
eight-
I give it like 6,
eight-
to be fair.
87 out of 100.
That's an 80.
Or
That's a 4.5 out of 5.
George, what, 4.5?
4.5.
I love the different.
Yeah.
Can I and listen, I'm not trying to sound pretentious here. I want you to read up on the lore of this story and then rewatch. No, trust me. When I watched the movie for the first time, I gave it a 3.5 out of 5 stars. Then I read up on the lore of this universe, of this story, and I rewatched the movie, and I was like, okay, that was amazing.
I think I have the same issues with it that I had with Nope, to be honest. I think
it's just too much of a spectacle rather than storytelling. That's the criticism I've heard.
No, it is storytelling. I just think there was too much in it that didn't really need to be there, and there was quite construed messages at certain times. Which is not to say that it's not a good film, but just it wasn't really to my taste.
Listen, it's no doubt one of the most polarizing films that has come out this decade. I have it at a 4.5 out of 5 stars. I see some mutuals on Letterboxd that have it at a 1 out of 5.
Yeah.
It's much.
I want to take like a quick aside on that. George, you can reel us back in real quick, but you mentioned to read up on the lore. And it's just like a topic I hear a lot, like, because we're not professional movie critics, but, we review movies on TikTok and the internet. And people always say, like, especially my girlfriend always brings this up, like, should you, like, what do you think about changing your rating of a movie after you're, like, done watching it and you, like, read up about it, like, learn more about it? So it's not outside the movie experience, but you have to go out, seek a second source of material to learn up about it, and then changing your review of the movie after learning, like, secondary information. Like, what's your guys' thought on that?
Without rewatching it a second time.
Right, like for me, like I just watched 2001: A Space Odyssey, and after that I watched like so many YouTube videos explaining it, and it improved my perception of the movie a ton. But like, it's kind of weird, when you watch a movie, be like, this is my thoughts on it, and then you read someone else's take on it, or watch an explained video, and then all of a sudden you're like, you know what, that all makes sense. I'm gonna like elevate or lower my rating accordingly.
I do that more often than not, if I'm being honest. The amount of times I come home after watching a movie and go to YouTube and type ending explained is out of control. But at the same time, it's also a little hypocritical because my least favorite thing on TikTok is when I talk about a superhero movie or a comic book movie and people say, oh, you clearly have never read these comic books. Oh, this wasn't comic accurate. And it's like, shut up, it's a movie.
Yeah.
So, I'm unsure because I think for me, if I've watched it and I've experienced it, my main thing would then to be watch it again, like in like a week or a month's time. I change ratings, in fairness, like quite a lot when I think I've been too harsh on something. But I think if I've just watched, say, The Green Knight, I read up on the lore, I understand a little bit more about it. I wouldn't go directly to change my rating straight away because it didn't change my experience on my first time watch. I would have to watch it again and then
That's fair.
like
That's fair.
like absorb the content a little bit more.
That's fair.
Yeah.
I trust me. I always encourage a rewatch. I've watched Once Upon a Time in Hollywood 4 times, hoping
I haven't
that
seen it yet.
one of these times I'll give it a higher rating than
I
2.5
really like
five
it.
stars.
Me too, Cam.
That's
me too.
polarizing.
I really like it.
That's polarizing. Yeah,
It's one of my, I guess, hottest takes, and
yeah,
obviously the Tarantino discourse on TikTok is aggressive.
It's an
It's not the
8.5 out of
Fincher.
10.
Fincher's worse.
It's too much sometimes. It's way too much.
Yeah.
I have it up in the 90s.
All right, let's keep it going because there's one thing I want to talk about. Hocus Pocus 2. Is this anything other than a cash grab?
No, but
Not
can
for me.
I give the one point I wanted to mention?
Yes.
Oh shoot, who's playing it? I said it yesterday. There's someone playing Billy Butcherson, and I just like that name because of the voice. That's all I wanted to
Doug
mention.
Jones. Doug Jones is playing Billy Butcherson. So we have Hocus Pocus 2. And
Cash
the
grab.
synopsis is 3 young women accidentally bring the Sanderson sisters to modern-day Salem and must figure out how to stop the child-hungry witches from wreaking havoc on the world. That's a cash grab.
Yeah.
The cash grab
For me,
ever
it's
read.
nothing more. Yeah.
Hannah Waddingham deserves every role she can get, though, so good for her.
I mean, fair, but like, I don't think Hocus Pocus 1 is it's that much of a classic that warrants a cash grab sequel.
Haven't seen it since.
I don't know if it'll do that well.
I don't think it'll do that well at all.
No, I don't. It's not like a
It's
line.
a Disney Plus, so it's not going to make anything at the box office.
Yeah, it's
obviously.
coming right
So
to streaming.
I don't know how like streaming services make their money. Like, what's a good return on investment for something like
I'm
that?
not
You
sure.
know?
I haven't read much up on that.
Yeah.
And then on top of that, to add to the cash grab nature of this film, we have Anne Fletcher, who's coming in as the director, whose average rating of her 6 directorial movies on Rotten Tomatoes is hovering around like a 35%.
Yeah, but what is it on Letterboxd? I can't look at Rotten.
That's fair. That's fair. Rotten Tomatoes is just
I
the
think
one
you
thing I
guys
have open right now.
People hate on
I
Rotten
think you guys
Tomatoes too much.
too hot on it. It's not like perfect, but it's like you're not going to see a 9% on Rotten Tomatoes and be like, oh, these critics know nothing. I'm going to love this movie. Like at 9%, you're going to be like, yeah, it's fine enough.
You can see 100%, and it'd be like a 6 out of 10.
I just don't like this. Okay, let's say we all watch a movie and we all gave it a 7 out of 10. That movie's gonna have 100% on.
I know.
Yeah.
I understand it. I get it.
I
I
think
just like.
it's
I
just a
think
little
you guys
stupid.
are just a little crazy about hating it.
Oh, I'm furious.
I don't use Letterboxd or IMDb. Like I rarely use.
You do now.
Rotten Tomatoes, but it's like
Letterboxd. You're converting.
now. Yep. Now.
Yeah, you'll convert. You'll use it.
It's like I'll just check out the initial reaction and be like, okay, maybe I should have my expectations higher, kind of thing.
What we kind of glazed over. Rob Marshall is coming in to direct The Little Mermaid. I didn't know that until like last night when I was preparing for this episode. Rob Marshall, obviously, is Best Picture winner Chicago. He's also done the Daniel Day-Lewis starring 9. He's also done a pretty shitty film on Stranger Tides. If you guys recall that terrible Pirates movie.
I talk.
And then
Pirates fans will get you, man.
I don't
They'll
get
you.
I get on every single TikTok I post.
I know.
So there's too much D23 stuff. So we also have, and let's like quickly run through this if you want to talk about it. We have Elemental coming out, which I think even the synopsis is.
It looks interesting.
It looks interesting. In a city where fire, water, land, and air residents live together, a fiery young woman and a go-with-the-flow guy are about to discover something elemental, how much they actually have in common. I'm a huge fan of Avatar: The Last Airbender. Sure, let's do it. I don't care.
Sure, close enough.
The director, Peter San, has done one other film, The Good Dinosaur. He's also worked as an animator on WALL-E and The Incredibles and Toy Story 3. So there's some promise here, but it's nothing I'm killing myself over.
Yeah.
It looks interesting.
It looks interesting. What are you guys' thoughts on Inside Out 2?
I'm shocked you didn't mention that as your like most anticipated.
See, I'm shocked too because obviously,
or even second.
Because I consider Inside Out to be the best animated film ever. I know that's an aggressively hot take. Trust me, I'm aware of that. But I don't know. I think when I rate a film that highly, I like it to just be a nice standalone film.
Yeah, did you expect a sequel to come out of it when you saw the first one the first time? Yeah, so
Not at
I
all.
like the sequel idea though. It's like teenage years.
Okay.
You know, like that's interesting, I think.
So let's bring up the elephant in the room. What are they going to do? She's in her teenage years. 3C Films on TikTok mentioned this too.
It's gonna be puberty.
Yeah.
Like,
so what is it going to be? How are they going to dumb this down to a PG movie and make it good?
I'm not writing the movie. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm skeptical.
Yeah,
and they're also bringing in Kelsey Mann, who doesn't have a directing history.
I also saw something about like Bill Hader not getting signed back because they couldn't offer him a deal. I don't know if that's BS or not. That was like from TikTok comments.
Yeah,
it could be BS. But if that happened, then I'd be a lot more skeptical. Like if he's not getting brought back.
I don't know. I'm happy Amy Poehler's back.
Oh, of course.
Kelsey Mann as the director, it makes me nervous. He obviously has experience. He's been an animator on Onward. I think he also was co-writer of Lightyear. But listen, as someone who rates Inside Out 1 as highly as I do, the greatest animated film I've ever watched, I'm nervous. Yeah. I'm nervous.
That's
all
fair.
Right.
I mean,
let's move a little bit away from Disney.
Can I mention one thing you missed?
Absolutely.
Snow White was announced, and Rachel Zegler is just like at the top of her game right now.
That's what Gal Gadot's in that too. Right?
Gal Gadot's the evil. Which I don't remember Snow White for shit. To be honest with you. Like I know the general plot, but
wait, what is Gal Gadot playing in Snow White? What role?
The evil grandmother or whatever.
With that accent, I can't take that seriously. I don't think.
Also, isn't the evil evil like grandma like a unattractive woman?
Yeah, no. They'll probably see.
They can make people.
Yeah, but why would you hire an attractive actress and just be like, let's just make her whatever?
What are we going to do? Hire an ugly actor?
This could stray to a bad territory.
I mean, let's call a spade. Gal Gadot is not a good actress. Like,
no,
good Wonder Woman.
Is that a hot take? She's a great Wonder Woman.
Yeah.
Fantastic performance in Zack Snyder's Justice League.
Of course. Now she's a good Wonder Woman. I'll fight on that, but I don't think she's
okay. But like in the Red Notice, she was just as stale as possible.
Was anyone good in that? Was anyone good in that? That was one of the most middle of the ground movies I've ever seen.
All right, Tyler. I recently found out that you don't love The Mandalorian.
You know, I mentioned that I grew up.
That's where we're going to start, by the way.
Okay.
Yes,
well, first off, shout out to Cam Sweatshirt. I love it. I don't know, man. I love Star Wars growing up. It just became a little too much for me, I think. And Mandalorian, I've watched the first 2 seasons, which that's the only 2 that are out, I believe. Like I haven't kept up with it in a while. It just felt like the same thing. Like everyone's made this criticism before. I'm not saying something new where it's like, oh, he goes to a planet. I need to get money to refuel my ship. I'm going to do this mission. Okay, I got money. I refueled my ship. Oh no.
I was going to say the only thing you've watched is the TikTok about the Mandalorian getting milk, and I don't believe you've actually seen the show.
No, I watch I mean, I don't know. I just feel like it rinse and repeats the same thing every episode. I just didn't get why everyone loves it. I have no hate against Mandalorian. It's just it's not a show I'm going to watch.
I love, and this is a reason why I'm so absolutely excited for Andor. I've been advocating that when it comes to Star Wars projects, we need to move away from the Skywalker saga.
Yes.
I think that's long overdue. So I love The Mandalorian because I think it's creative, it's refreshing. It's the exact same reason why I'm excited for Andor. It's because it's away from the Star Wars saga. I don't know. What are your thoughts on that?
So I'm a big Star Wars guy. Look, I'm a big Mandalorian guy, let alone poster, sweatshirt. The only tattoo I have is "This is the way" and the Mudhorn signet. I'm a huge Mandalorian. Yeah, I've got one.
Didn't they mess it up?
Yep. They spelled shit backwards. TIHS. Yep. So shout out the tattoo guy. But side point, it got fixed.
Okay.
So now it says "This is the way."
Okay.
That's a story for another time. We can go into story time.
Yes,
and I'll
it is.
explain that thing in detail. Yeah, my only tattoo was messed up. I'll never get another one probably now.
Jesus.
But I'm a huge Mandalorian guy. I think what's the best about it is that it's a contained story to each episode. I'm not going to say they're all crazily different, but I think they are very different. And then they have a overarching plot. Like the first season barely had an overarching plot. The second season did a lot better, maybe not even better, just having that overarching connectivity between episodes. But the first season, the first like 3 episodes were just their own plot. He meets Grogu, he does a mission, he goes on another mission, just goes bounty hunting. And that's interesting to me, is just seeing a bounty hunt, basically. You rarely see that with the Jango and Boba Fett characters. And then they dive into the Mandalore lore. And I think George is probably the only one that's seen the Clone Wars. It's diving big into the Clone Wars, and the Ahsoka series is diving big into Rebels, which obviously, if you guys aren't Star Wars fans, you don't have to watch them. But like Star Wars fans should watch those shows. The first 3 seasons and the first season of Rebels, first 3 seasons of Clone Wars, first season of Rebels are pretty childish. But
season 7 of Clone Wars,
especially
like the last incredible. Like 4 episodes are some of the best television.
No, yeah, and if you go on IMDb, like Breaking Bad has like the top like 2 episodes in IMDb, but the next like Clone in the top Wars, 10, there's like 4 Clone Wars episodes. Yeah, like they're incredible. They're truly great TV.
That's what's your favorite? And this is, I mean, open for discussion for everyone, but Ken, what is your favorite time period in Star Wars? Because everything from everything from the start of the Clone Wars up until like Solo, all of that prequel stuff, that's my favorite Star Wars content that we've had.
Yeah, I don't know. I would say the original trilogy is probably my favorite, just because that's my favorite fiction in anything, but like the Mandalorian era, like post Empire, I really like. I'm just a Star Wars fan. I'm just like a fucking nerd.
You have Empire 100 out. That's one of your 400 out of 100 movies, right?
5, but yes,
5.
It's the best movie ever, and I'll stand by that.
Wait, Empire, Dark Knight, 7 Samurai, Lion King,
Toy Story 3,
Godfather.
Where's Toy Story 3? I thought that was really
98 out of 100 now.
I will say, like, just quickly, since I was called out as a Mandalorian hater, I will say Mandalorian season 2 was far better than Mandalorian season 1. And I do try to keep up with Star Wars stuff, and I feel like Book of Boba Fett just left too bad of a taste in my mouth.
Yeah.
That I unnecessarily put some blame on Mandalorian just purely because I hated Book of Boba Fett so
much.
But
the best episodes of Book of Boba Fett were 2 Mandalorian episodes.
Yeah, they knew what they were doing there.
Yeah,
but Mando season 2, I thought was much more cohesive and did a lot better in terms of like interlacing a story, which I know isn't exactly what Mandalorian has to be. Like you said, it can be good self-contained episodes. But I enjoyed season 2 a lot more than season 1. So I will watch season 3. I'm excited for it.
And I'll say, like, just the Clone War, like seeing the Clone Wars and seeing it live action, like it makes it better in my opinion. And I don't know. I'll defend it to death.
Are you watching The Bad Batch?
I've seen it. Yeah. Is there a season 2?
Yeah. There is. The trailer came out for season 2.
I'll watch
it. Or 2 ago, but I probably overrate it, but I love that.
Really, I didn't care for it a whole lot.
It's the same thing. It's just away from the Skywalker saga. It just feels refreshing, and as someone who just loves Star Wars a lot, it's awesome to just not deal with Leia and Luke for once.
I don't argue with that.
We also have a couple other big Star Wars projects that were announced at D23. We have Tales of the Jedi, which comes out October 26, 2022, so not too far away. That's basically exploring different Jedi from prequel trilogy era. We also have Skeleton Crew starring Jude Law. I'm pretty sure John Watts is a series creator on Skeleton Crew. Someone can fact check me on that.
I think he's the screen or showrunner.
Yeah, right. Mistaken. Something. And I mean, obviously, John Watts, highly credited just for his Spider-Man trilogy, No Way Home being one of the highest grossing films ever. Skeleton Crew is a group of children finding their way after being lost in space. So that should be exciting. And then we have The Acolyte, the emergence of the dark side powers in the final days of the High Republic. And of course, that's starring Squid Game's Lee Jung-jae. So we got a lot of Star Wars news coming out. Cam, I'm sure you want to touch on one of those.
I'll touch on. I would touch on them all, but I have
touch on them all.
No. I have 2 like small points to make. One about Andor. The series looks great. I'm very, very excited for that. The coolest part about Andor, in my opinion, is just like it's set in the trailer is like the Empire is so high on itself at this point that it would never suspect like a spy. Like it is so arrogant in itself, it would never suspect a spy, and that's why this plan works so well.
Does
I
it
know
bother
Tyler.
you? And I don't mean to cut you off. Does
No,
it
you're
bother
good.
you that you know Andor's fate?
No. Yes. I don't know. So I don't rate. I know Tyler thinks Rogue One's the best Star Wars. I saw that video the other day. I didn't say anything.
All those hate comments were Cam burner accounts.
Yes. The movie, I don't think, made the characters likable enough for you to just go away from the fact that you knew they were going to die, if that makes sense. Like, I didn't care for the characters enough to, like, care that they were going to die at the end, even though I knew they were going to. Andor, I'm excited for just because I think it's going to be a good series, hopefully. I'm not going to say, like, Obi-Wan was a great series. Like, the Book of Boba Fett, they're batting 0 for 2 in the last 2. So this may be a strikeout. We'll see. Baseball turns, am I right? And then lastly, like, one point about Tales of the Jedi, you'll notice. So it's about Ahsoka and Count Dooku. Just different. It may be about more, but I know they're the main points. You'll notice Yaddle is in the trailer, and for those that don't know who Yaddle is another Yoda character that was created for Star Wars Episode 1 for no fucking reason. They pan over to her at one point. She is a female Yoda. George Lucas just threw her in because he fucking had to.
That's a fan service.
He has to connect everything, and Yaddle's coming back. That's all I have. That's all I have. I'm out. I'll shut up now. Sorry.
I guess I shouldn't be surprised the first curse words of the podcast come from Cam ranting about Star Wars. I guess we should have saw that one coming.
It had to be. It had to be.
I've been saying shit this whole podcast.
I think I've
noticed.
It's almost poetic.
Yeah.
Also, sorry. I'm so sorry. Amon Esfandi will star as Ezra Bridger in the Ahsoka show. There have been pictures of that. Very excited for that show. It'll be damn good. Coming off of Rebels, so again, you probably should watch Rebels. I'm done now.
Well, I'm going to keep you going, actually, because I have a question.
God.
Do you think this is too much?
I'm going to say no. Maybe for a non-Star Wars fan, yeah, probably.
Okay.
But I prefer that they're doing this to the movies.
Yeah,
like I prefer they're doing series. They definitely don't have as goodwill as Marvel did when they were coming off Phase 3 to make movies and series. So I like that they're kind of saying, we're putting the movies on the back burner right now. We're going to focus heavily on this new era of Star Wars post-Empire with Ahsoka, with Mandalorian. We're going to do a couple. And the animated things, like, I don't think people need to watch. I'm going to watch them. Like, that's my thing with animated series, and it's kind of my thing with, like, What If and with the new Marvel Zombies. Like, you don't need to watch those. They don't really connect.
I loved What If. I loved it.
Yeah.
I'm the only one in the world that loved What If. All right, we want to move over to the festivals, but there were a couple of Marvel news announced at D23. First off, Seth, how's your MCU journey going? I saw you posted a video on TikTok the other day.
It's good, man. Like I've enjoyed it more than I thought I would. I think when it comes to like these franchises, a lot of people go into them, they hate them before they watch them.
Yeah.
Like MCU is one of those things where it's like everyone either loves it or despises every film for no reason. The ones that have stuck out to me so far, aside from the one like the Avengers films, obviously, is Captain America and Winter Soldier. That's just a really good spy standalone film.
That's a very well-made film.
Not even just comparatively to the MCU films.
Yeah.
Guardians of the Galaxy, I thought was hilarious, and that's the first MCU film that's actually got me really laughing because some of the jokes in some of the film are not good.
Yeah.
But I'm enjoying it. Like it's one of those things where it's different for me because I didn't really grow up with superhero films apart from Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man. It is what it is, but I'm quite enjoying it so far. The only film so far that I thought was actually a bad film is Thor: Dark World, and that was horrendous.
That's fair.
Apart from that, they've been 5s out of 10s or more, so I'm not complaining yet.
So what are you up to? What's your next watch?
It would be Guardians 2, I believe, and then Ragnarok.
So you're flying through right now.
I think I've got maybe 9 more to go. That might be wrong, but
Okay.
Ragnarok and then Black Panther after that. It's like 2018. Is that about that or something like that?
Yeah, when did Ragnarok was 2017, I think,
and then Black Panther was 2018.
Yeah, because Infinity War was the middle of 18, and then Endgame was 19.
I kind of wish I hadn't have watched the Avengers films and just left until now because I really enjoyed the Avengers films, but I didn't really have that connection.
But see, now I'm excited for you if you decide to rewatch them. I'm excited.
I probably will, because I did like Infinity War. I think is actually a great film.
Infinity War, I think, is the best. I think Cam is in agreement there.
Yeah.
All right. So I think the biggest news, in my opinion, coming from Marvel's D23 panel is Matt Shackman is going to be the director of the Fantastic Four movie.
So what films has he done?
He's only credited with one directorial film, and that is Cut Bank, which holds 37% on Rotten Tomatoes and 4.8 on IMDb.
Great start.
Terrible start. He is credited with a few television episodes.
He was the showrunner on WandaVision, right?
Yeah, he was on WandaVision. He directed a couple Game of Thrones episodes, Succession, The Boys, Fargo. So he has
Fargo, right?
Experience.
Yeah.
I guess we'll call it, just not in film. I think everyone.
I don't hold WandaVision against him either, because that dealt with a shit ton of like COVID constraints towards the end and was super rushed at the end. But
I thought WandaVision was WandaVision not really good.
I think WandaVision is one of the better.
I really liked it.
It is, but the last episode or the last two are not great.
For sure,
it falls back to the MCU, like
comparatively to Falcon and Winter Soldier and Miss Marvel and She-Hulk. I think WandaVision blows them out of the water. We didn't, unfortunately, get a cast for the Fantastic Four. I think that's what everyone kept smashing the refresh button on their Twitter pages, waiting for.
I saw that. Yeah,
I'm worried for the cast because it's not going to live up to people's expectations. There's no way that it meets it. The best case scenario is it meets expectations. It's just going to fall flat.
Here's one thing I'll say. Like the MCU never misses on their cast. Like never. They didn't miss with Tatiana Maslany as Jen Walters, even if you don't love that show. Like she's great. Iman Vellani is incredible as Miss Marvel.
That's one thing I've said in like all my reviews so far is that the films have great casts. Like,
yes, have been great.
Which is what disappoints about the Thor films so much, because the cast in the Thor films is unbelievable. The scripts are just bad.
Yeah,
kind of irritated me.
Have you seen Ragnarok yet or no?
No, it's like second to next. Yeah.
Okay, so I'm excited to get your thoughts on Ragnarok.
I am,
and that's one of those things everyone talks like Tony Stark, like Robert Downey Jr., but like no one mentions Chris Hemsworth. Like he's insane as in his Thor role. Like
even Chris Evans as
Captain America.
I mean, it's amazing.
Mark Ruffalo is the only thumbs down I give to them.
Facts.
I like Mark Ruffalo. You guys, brother.
I like Mark Ruffalo. I like him better.
He's annoying in Shutter Island, but
he's just
so annoying in Zodiac too.
No. I don't mind him.
He brings down every film he's in my opinion.
No, he doesn't.
It's so funny. Y'all are giving him my Kevin Spacey treatment for movies.
Yeah, and that's Jesus. We shouldn't compare.
I bring down every Kevin Spacey movie 5. Boo him.
That's not the same thing. Mark Ruffalo.
You said he brings down every movie.
All right, we also have. I'm doing my best to keep us going because we're coming up on the hour mark right now, maybe.
Yeah.
Don Cheadle's Armor Wars. The synopsis of this movie of this TV show is basically what happens if Stark Tech falls into the wrong hands.
It's going to be Skrull's hands.
Either way, is that not the plot of Iron Man, Iron Man 2, and Age of Ultron? Have we not seen...
I'm not arguing with you.
Have we... I don't know. Maybe I'm just being a cynic right now, but I feel like we've just seen the story played out too much already.
Look,
I've seen the story.
Yeah, I'm excited for the pod because I am an MCU defender. I think George claims he loves the MCU to death. It's his favorite thing, but he's an MCU hater now. And then Tyler, I don't think loves it, and Seth doesn't care.
Listen, I
love it, but I'll critique it.
That's fair.
Listen, I critique things from Phase 1 and 2. Just because I don't love Phase 4 as much as the rest doesn't mean I am a hater. I'm a current hater.
I got Avengers right there.
Phase 1.
I still have a load of faith in Kevin Feige. Like that man.
So do I.
Man, he knows what he's doing.
Is Phase 4 worse than Phase 1 for you?
Yes.
Really?
Yeah, I think so. Because Iron Man and Avengers in Phase 1 are absolute peak.
The first Iron Man was really good.
And I don't know if it's a hot take, but I take Iron Man over Spider-Man No Way Home.
Yep.
I obviously take the Avengers over.
I take
they're better. Yep.
I take Winter Soldier over Endgame. I don't know if that's a crazy hot take, but
I have it higher. Yeah.
I disagree. I have Endgame higher, but I don't.
That's probably because you watched the other films before.
Yeah, I don't hate that opinion at all.
Endgame is just such a spectacle. It's not a movie, honestly.
No, it's an experience.
Yeah, I get that.
It's you know what, Cam? It's like Interstellar.
What a great film.
Seth, quick question for Seth. Seth, so in your MCU watch through, did you skip The Incredible Hulk because it wasn't on Disney Plus, or did you go out?
No. I completely skipped it because I asked you three whether I should watch it, and then
it's actually
I
about
liked it. I gave it a 7.6 out of 10.
I got loads of comments telling me to watch it, so I like Edward Norton, so I think
it's actually about a tie-in a little bit more than
with Abomination.
We can talk. Well, even more than that, we can talk a little bit later when George Trump is through.
Anything else from Marvel's D23 panel that we want to touch on? I know we got a little snippet of Secret Invasion. We also got a
full trailer for that.
We got a full trailer.
Was the Captain America thing, the Sam.
Oh yeah, Cam, you want to touch on that a little bit because we got the Falcon.
So Captain America: New World Order is the next Captain America movie, right? It's Sam Wilson as Captain America. Seth, you haven't got there yet, but spoiler alert: Chris Evans is not in the MCU anymore.
No, I know that.
You've seen it. Endgame. Okay. So yeah, Anthony Mackie is coming back. Sebastian Stan will be back. Here's where Incredible Hulk comes back. Tim Blake Nelson is playing the villain in that movie. He's returning. So Incredible Hulk, they had like a tease that he gets like Hulk blood on his head, and then he becomes like the leader. I don't really know like comic lore. I just know movies shit. So he'll be coming back for that.
It took him 13 years to become a villain.
Exactly. Yeah. Like and maybe he got blipped. Take 5 of those away. He got lucky. Valid. I saw a tweet that said like Kevin Feige created COVID-19 to catch the MCU up with the real world.
I saw that.
Yeah. And then a bunch of people coming back from Captain America and whatever Sebastian Stan's character, Winter Soldier. Thank you. So it looks all right. We'll see. Did we see anything?
No, it's just a logo.
I don't think so.
It was just a logo and a couple of casting confirms.
That's D23 as a whole for Marvel is pretty disappointing, you'd say, right? This year?
I think, honestly, as a whole, it was slightly disappointing.
C-Jax made a good video on it.
I have my opinion on that. I think it's just people's expectations again. It's like fucking WandaVision with Mephisto and Multiverse of Madness. People just think every fucking event Marvel does is going to be greater than the last, but relax, people.
I'm excited for Secret Invasion. Invasion.
They talked 10 projects. Like,
yeah.
What do you want? You know,
people expect too much.
I know.
There are bigger creators on TikTok that are a cause of those expectations.
I know. I
will not be
movies and stuff. 14's problem.
Yeah,
I know.
All right, I think we're good on D23 stuff. We've talked for a chunk, and I've been itching to get to the festivals, and I know Seth has also probably been itching to get to the festivals.
I'm so sorry. Are we just going to skip over Secret Invasion's trailer?
Oh, we can talk.
All right, it looks good.
What are we
doing?
I love Ben Mendelsohn. I know, Cam, you think he's one note, but everything he's in, he's
the same villain in everything except Captain Marvel.
Okay, but he pulls it off.
Mississippi Grind, he wasn't a villain.
That's fair, sure. Mississippi Grind. So a lot of things he's main villain, whatever. Secret Invasion, they've said is going to be darker also, which is bullshit. Like, come on, Marvel, other than maybe Daredevil, and apparently there's zombies, which is going to be TVMA. Maybe they are going a darker side. I don't think it's going to be darker in the sense that you're going to hear like Sam Jackson call someone a motherfucker. I think it's going to be darker in like the Winter Soldier way. Like it's going to be a down to earth, gritty spy.
People said that about
Doctor Strange. I hope. Who
People also said that. My thing. Listen.
It's Moon Knight.
Moon Knight. Until I see a dark MCU project, I'm not going to believe it because there was so much talk. Oh, Moon Knight's going to be dark. It's going to be brutal. The most brutal thing is something we saw in the trailer, and it was the hallway elevators.
Yeah.
And people said that to me about Doctor Strange before I watched that the first one.
No. You're thinking multiverse of
Multiverse of Madness.
No. Sorry. When I did my review for the first Doctor Strange, I read the reviews. There's so many reviews on Letterboxd that say it's darker than the majority of the MCU, which I just didn't see at all.
They're full of shit.
Yeah.
Multiverse of Madness and Seth. as much hate as Multiverse of Madness gets, I think you're going to enjoy it because
I probably will. It's the sort of film I probably would.
It's a Sam Raimi movie. It's going to remind you a lot of Evil Dead 2. He does dip into horror.
There's body horror and like jump.
She said.
I have it at a 3.5 out of 5 stars on Letterboxd. I don't honestly.
I have it higher than the first.
I feel like that's your average.
I still have the first higher.
I always see you rating things at 3 out of 3.5. That's like your average, isn't it?
3.5. I think I
know. I rate a lot at 3.5. It's like
I did my average. I actually calculated my average rating the other day, and it came out to like a 3.48.
I'm actually mine. Yeah, see.
Yeah. Mine's a 64 out of 100. So
no, Cam, yours got to be like a 4 out of 100.
This year it's a 58 out of 100.
I don't believe
No, it's lower now, probably like 57 after seeing Pinocchio.
All right. Let's move on to Venice, and then we'll move on to Toronto because there was a lot of stuff coming out of Venice. Obviously, Blonde is currently sitting at a 7.9 on IMDb. There's the bullshit news that we got a 14-minute standing ovation. Don't Worry, Darling. A disappointing 4 out of 10, but I'm still excited for it. Obviously, Noah Baumbach is coming out with White Noise.
The reviews are a bit weird on that. There's not many on IMDb at the moment.
There's not a ton. And I've seen a lot of TikTok videos of people basically saying, I was at an early screening of Don't Worry, Darling. This movie is great. It's not a 4 out of 10, or I'm pretty sure it opened at a 1 out of 10 on IMDb.
Yeah, it did.
That's incredible.
It's nuts, right?
It's impressive. IMDb has some stinkers at like a 7 out of 10, man.
But they also I'm pretty sure the highest rated film on IMDb is a Shawshank at like a 9.2.
9
right?
point, yeah.
But then they don't have much that's under like a 5. It's all between most of them like 6 and 8. It's really weird.
There's a TikToker that reminds me of.
Who?
I'm not going to say it. Come on.
I don't know.
I
know.
Someone that never criticizes films.
He's nice, so we don't need to
got it. Yeah, sorry, good.
What else do we have? We have Timothée Chalamet's Bones and All.
Awesome.
Got great reviews.
It's getting good reviews. It's got a 91% Rotten Tomatoes. It's holding a 6.7 on IMDb, which on IMDb standards, I guess that's a good score. I am just... What are your thoughts on Timothée Chalamet's coming-of-age cannibalistic vibes here?
It looks like something that we'd enjoy.
That's what I was going to say. It does weirdly look like something that we're going to like.
It is a horror comedy, I believe it is, which I'm not usually that much of a fan of. However,
do you like Fresh?
I wasn't a big fan of Fresh. Okay. I gave it like a 3 out of 5. I wasn't a huge fan. The only thing I really liked Sebastian Stan and Daisy Jones in Fresh, but it didn't really do it for me. But I think Bones and All looks good. I'm pretty excited for that one.
It's the same director as
Call Me by Your Name.
Call Me by Your Name. Right? It's a good movie. So.
Timothée Chalamet's at the point where, like, if he's in a movie, I'm seeing it. Like, I don't care.
I'm seeing it.
He's at that point for sure.
He's the Saoirse Ronan are leading this generation of actors.
Florence Pugh. So good. And also, if you don't like Don't Look Up, he's the best part of Don't Look Up. He's so
good.
No, he's hysterical.
I forget
Fingerling potatoes, so funny.
Yeah, I love fingerling potatoes. That is so funny.
I saw a funny, bro. I don't know if you guys have ever just scrolled through like the lists section of Letterboxd.
I do it all the time.
Some of them are hysterical. One of them was movies in which Timothée Chalamet plays like a teenager who doesn't know their path, and it was just his entire filmography.
That's awesome.
And I think it's Tyler. You're not a fan of X, the new A24 film, right?
No, that wasn't me that said that.
I think it was.
I have a 77 or 77.
Okay, so maybe I remember one of us rating it a little lower because obviously Ty West, the prequel, is coming out like tomorrow or something.
Pearl, yeah.
Called Pearl, and I have X at a 4 out of 5 stars on Letterboxd, and I'm very excited. Seth,
is it like a 3.4 on Letterboxd at the moment? Pearl?
It's got a bit of a lower average rating, but obviously I'm incredibly biased towards A24 and horror. So when A24 gives me a horror movie.
I liked X. I didn't think it was like revolutionary, but I thought it was a good solid entry into the slasher.
It was a super grounded. Fun. It was fun. It had some great horror, some great scares. I thought it was decent. I'm excited for Pearl. I really am. It
was good.
And then the biggest thing coming out of Venice is Darren Aronofsky's The Whale, obviously, which I know.
Blonde is
Seth,
bigger.
That's
blonde.
Blonde.
I think you missed one.
I missed one from Venice.
Yeah, wasn't the so
Which
the
one?
Venice they did the best screenplay winner
Who
yesterday.
won?
It was the new Colin Farrell film.
Oh,
The
Banshee
Black
of the
Comedy, Banshee of
Inisherin. Oh my
yeah.
God!
So that's
yes.
the same director as In Bruges, which is
Yes.
amazing.
Fantastic.
It's got Barry Keoghan, who's obviously playing the Joker, who was in Green Knight, etc.
Yeah.
It's got the guy, I can't remember his name, Brendan Gleeson, who played Mad Eye Moody in Harry Potter.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's got Colin Farrell, who obviously played Penguin in Batman, etc. in Bruges. And it's opened really well. I think it's got like a 4 on Letterboxd, a 8.2 on IMDb, 100% on Rotten Tomatoes. It got Best Screenplay winner, Venice Film Festival. Same director as In Bruges, which is a classic when it comes to black dark comedy.
Yeah.
That's probably honestly the one alongside The Whale I'm most anticipating at the minute anyway.
See that? Listen, I'm excited for Banshee of the Inisherin. I'm just surprised you're not taking Aronofsky at number 1 right here.
No, I'm not.
Interchangeable.
Yeah, okay, The Whale will probably be number 1, but that would be number 2. But I like weird shit, so obviously, Darren Aronofsky is going to be top of the pile.
And Darren Aronofsky is like on that list of filmmakers where, just like Tyler just said with Timothy Chalamet, when Darren Aronofsky drops something,
you watch it.
You're paying attention to it. Requiem for a Dream, The Wrestler, Black Swan, Mother, which can.
I think I've made it through his
your...
filmography now.
That's a killer filmography.
Does he have any more?
He's got Noah, The Fountain, and Pi. Yeah.
Pi. I haven't watched Pi
I
yet.
don't know if I've seen that.
Cam, what did you give Mother?
48 out of 100.
Okay.
I
didn't want to
I'm
say
not
it.
as
I'll give it an 8 out of 10. I liked Mother.
It's a
Honestly,
polarizing film.
I'm not as high on Requiem for a Dream or Black Swan as you guys. The Wrestler I have pretty high. It's in my top 10 like sports movies. It's incredible, but I'm not as high as on the others, so I don't necessarily feel the same.
I was gonna say when you
I think
texted
that's
us
just
that you were
preference in
watching.
film, isn't it? Yeah, it's just
Once you texted us that you were watching the Mother, I was like, you know what?
It was my wife's pick.
Let me just let him watch it. I could tell him to not watch it because I know he's not going to like it. But on the off chance that you enjoyed it, I would have been happy.
Black Swan, Cam. What did you rate Black Swan? I'm intrigued because I
87 maybe around there.
Oh, for me, it's top 10 thriller of all time. I think it's that good. It's just my sort of film all over. I think Black Swan.
Yeah, 86.
I have to really look at my thriller list, but that might be top 15 for me.
It's that good.
This one's so good. And then one more from Venice that I want to touch on is White Noise, which is Noah Baumbach starring Adam Driver and Greta Gerwig. Obviously, Noah Baumbach, Marriage Story, Francis Ha, The Meyerowitz Story. He's more than capable, and he's another one of those guys where when he drops a film, I'm going to be watching it. Francis Ha is a film I just rewatched a couple weeks ago, and it's just one of those cozy up in a blanket in a bed movies, and you just watch life unfold, and it's incredible.
That's like Adam Driver for me. I'll watch anything he's in. Like, he's my driving force for that one.
Yeah, he's right there with. He's a little older than Tinny, but he's obviously next generation Hollywood.
Yeah.
All right, we also had Toronto, and there's so much out of Toronto. I guess let's start with The Fabelmans, just because we got that trailer this morning.
We watched it just before.
We literally watched it before pressing record on this. Tyler, it's Oscar bait. That's what that was.
Don't get me wrong. I think it looks great, but that was like such an Oscar bait trailer.
Yeah.
Like,
it's
just
what's
to a T.
Is it not like his?
I thought it was his childhood.
Yeah, it's basically like Belfast to Kenneth Branagh, right? It's
that's what I got from it. Yeah,
but no, I didn't like Belfast. I don't like Kenneth Branagh though. I don't like really any Kenneth Branagh film.
All right, I didn't love Belfast. I liked it.
Belfast.
I was very happy when he won.
I give it like a 5 out of 10.
Yeah, he did Thor.
Yeah.
And he did Death on the Nile.
Oh, terrible movie.
And Orient Express.
Yeah.
Terrible.
He was in Harry Potter.
He was boring.
Oh God, terrible movies. One of the, I guess, bigger news coming out of Toronto is the polarization on The Woman King. It has a 5.7 on IMDb as of last night when I wrote this notes down.
It's the same.
100% on Rotten Tomato.
I'm excited for it still.
I'm
I think
still
it looks
excited
great.
for it.
I think
visually, it looks amazing.
I just it's listen, anything Viola Davis is in, I'm gonna watch and I'm gonna enjoy. I think she's one of the 3 greatest actresses ever, which I think might be a hot take.
Yeah, I love Viola Davis. Also, I think we just lost Cam, but I think he'll probably rejoin in a second, so we can just keep running on here. But Woman King for me, like, and I feel like I'm the one hating on stuff in this episode when everyone else seems to love it. But for me, the Woman King, like, because I go to the movies all the time, I see the trailer all the time before the movies happen. It just like doesn't look exciting to me. I don't know why. Like for some reason, everyone else is excited about it, but me. Maybe something wrong with me. Like my girlfriend thinks it looks amazing, but like for me, I don't know. It looks like it's gonna be good. I don't think it's gonna be great.
It's giving me it's looking like a movie that's gonna entertain me. And obviously, I hate judging movies off of trailers, but it's looking like a movie that's going to entertain me because it looks beautiful. It looks like it's going to be well acted.
It looks fun.
My fear with it is it's just not going to dive into the characters enough for me to care about it or the story. So, I mean, we'll see.
Viola Davis is great.
I'm really excited for it.
Viola Davis is fantastic.
Now that I'm back.
She's going down my list. We also have Glass Onion and early.
Looked amazing.
So excited. Early response is it's bigger, it's funnier, it's faster paced than the first one. I have the first one out of 5 out of 5 stars. It's on my list.
I watched it recently. I got it 4.5. It was great.
98 out of 100.
Yeah, I know.
Like it's one of my favorite movies ever.
I watched it last night.
You watched it last night?
Like rewatch. I'd seen it.
Yeah.
The cast of the second one's exciting, but there's also some people in there that I'm a little
Batista.
I'm sure about Batista, Madeline Klein, even Catherine Hahn.
I don't know.
A little bit.
I don't know how good. Oh, you don't like Catherine Hahn? I love Catherine.
She's
Hahn,
on a different level than Batista and Madeline Klein. Those are the two I'm like most worried
I don't know
about.
if Batista's a good actor.
I'm a bit worried about. Yeah.
Batista,
I don't know if he's a good actor.
I don't think he's a good actor, but I think he's nailed like
he's good at drugs.
Exactly. He's nailed like the Ryan Reynolds type acting where he knows what he's good at and he just sticks with it. He's
good at that.
He's never, and I respect that. He doesn't try to do too much because
he's
he
the
knows
Rock.
Yeah, exactly.
This is no offense to any of these actors because they're all better than me in every way. This feels like Knives Out was an A+ character, like actors, like film cast. This feels like an A-. Like they're still great, but none of them are on that Chris Evans.
Listen,
like,
once you put Toni Collette in a movie,
yeah, exactly. I hate her with a passion, but
I mean, you also got Ed Norton, Janelle Monáe, Leslie Odom Jr. So there's a lot to be excited about.
I love Leslie Odom Jr.
All right. We also have a little. So I still have not seen the trailer to the greatest beer run ever.
I haven't either.
The new Russell Crowe, Zac Efron movie, and I'm pretty sure, and someone can fact check me, whoever's listening to this podcast. I'm pretty sure Jon Favreau is the director.
Oh, is he? Okay.
Which is one thing. He's attached to this project somehow, and I wish I did more research before coming on this podcast, but whatever. And I know
it's directed by Peter Farrelly.
Oh, okay.
And it's not even produced by him. I don't know what you're talking. I don't know what you're on.
I might be thinking of a different movie then, but
that's all right. That's all right.
Thanks for making me look stupid on our first podcast, Ken. Yeah, bro.
Sure, you'll have plenty of time to return the favor.
All right, but what else? We have a lot from Toronto. What else are you guys excited for?
Knives Out, my biggest for sure. What else did I miss? I'm just missing a ton, probably.
I mean,
we got Weird Al, of course.
Oh yeah, Weird Al.
Yeah, that's got good reviews, hasn't it, so far?
It's getting pretty decent. A lot of people are praising Harry Potter for it, so.
It's another one of those that opened with 100% on Rotten Tomatoes. Yeah. And again, I understand. Like we talked about this plenty. It's nothing. I don't know what else it opened with, but it looks good. I'm excited for it. I really like Harry Potter. What the fuck? Why can't I think of his name?
Radcliffe.
Daniel Radcliffe. Thank you.
I like Daniel Radcliffe. He's
Anyone see the trailer for My Policeman?
I did.
It looks all right. I'm kind of all in on Harry Styles right now.
See, I'm not judging. I'm not going to judge him until after Don't Worry Darling. I won't judge him until I watch Don't Worry Darling.
Do you think that looks good? The new Harry Styles film.
Don't worry. I think it looks all right. It's a Prime Video movie. Yeah, I don't know how much I trust them. They're like I feel like they're hit or miss. But
they're better than Netflix most of the time.
Yeah, I mean, they gave us Manchester by the Sea, but they also gave us there's one that came out this year that I can't remember.
Don't Make Me Go, was it?
Don't Make Me Go.
Oh,
No, that movie's I think that movie's fine. Like I don't think
Yeah,
that's
The
same.
Blind Side.
Give
the
me
last
one
act.
sec.
Really
Give me
not
one sec.
so.
Cam, your introduction to your review of Don't Make Me Go on TikTok
It's a
makes
bummer
me
movie, man.
cry it is so funny.
Just a bummer.
It was
Bummer.
stupid. The ending was so dumb.
So out of pocket.
It
It's just
caught
no
me
need.
so off guard for no reason.
Made me sad for the rest of the day. That's all it is, man.
Another movie.
Samaritan.
No,
Sorry.
I'm not watching.
Oh,
it.
yeah.
I
There,
did.
there are certain movies, and I don't know if you guys feel the same way. As a, I guess, TikTok creator, as a movie critic, you guys feel obligated to watch everything, right?
I tried to.
Not
I
every.
definitely don't.
I wouldn't
go
I've
that
been
far.
to
The
theater
Samaritan
now.
is a perfect example of something
I'm not
I'm
watching that.
not wasting my time with.
Yeah.
That's why you're always
That's
getting
why-
this stupid high letterbox rating, man. You got to bring that average down so people find you credible.
All right, so
my
I'll binge 365 days tomorrow. Don't
Yeah.
worry. Another out of Toronto with a stacked cast is The Menu.
Yeah.
Ralph
Oh,
Fiennes,
yeah.
Taylor
Yeah.
Joy, Nicholas Holt.
That's got a good cast. That is.
It has a great cast. It looks. I don't even know what it looked. It's giving me Ready or Not vibes, honestly, where it's just kind
I
of.
didn't love Ready or Not.
I have Ready or Not at a 4.5 out of 5 stars.
However,
Dude, Ready or Not's so good.
One of my favorite horror films.
I think
Yeah.
it was the mood at the time.
I don't
Yeah,
think
yeah.
you'd like Freaky either. Have you seen that?
Freaky, I thought Freaky was good.
I think
was,
Freaky's good. Yeah.
Freaky was
I
fun.
just didn't love Ready or Not. I don't know what it was. It's to say
Yeah.
Malignant. I didn't like that either.
Well,
No,
actually, so
different movies.
Yeah, going off topic.
Horror, weird. It's not really comedy horror, is it? Malignant. It's
No,
kind of
Malignant's
My
not.
thing with Malignant, and I'm going to absolutely steal something that Sydney actually said on her Instagram story. Malignant's the perfect example of just giving a director absolute creative freedom, letting them do
Mhm.
whatever they want, putting the most absurd things
That
on
final-
screen.
It's the Zack Snyder's Justice League of horror. Just creative freedom out of wazoo.
Oh, but I love. Yesterday, I think, was the 1-year anniversary of Malignant actually dropping, and it's one of my highest rated films of 2020.
Really?
Yeah,
What did you rate it?
I got it at 4 or 5 stars, but I also think it's a very weak year in film. So,
It was a weird film.
yeah, so there's a lot coming out of Toronto and Venice. Tyler, you and I went back and forth on TikTok a little earlier, a couple of weeks ago, talking about 2022 as a year. And you posted.
that was a long time ago.
That was a long time.
2022 has
but-
disappointed me a lot since then.
See, I guess we're completely flip-flopping because looking at Toronto, looking at Venice, looking at the upcoming slate of movies, a lot of these were delayed from 2020 and 2021. And they're all dropping in 2022. So I think
Oscar season.
this year has potential to be one of the better films. We obviously
I
also
agree.
have Damien Chazelle's Babylon.
Oof.
I'm almost
So good.
I'm pretty sure Killers of the Flower Moon got moved to
It moved to 2023.
2023, but we also have David Fincher's The Killer, which I think
That
is
got
still.
moved to
did it get
January, I
moved?
think. January, I think.
God.
Yeah.
All right, maybe I'll take back what I said about this year being great. But either way,
There's still
Did you
some
guys
great
like
films.
the summer? Like
Top
movies?
Gun Maverick was pretty much it for me. Bullet Train was really fun, but in terms
Oh,
of the
Bullet Train's
summer
great.
of movies, I thought it was pretty weak.
yeah, I like Bodies, a good
Nope
chunk.
was like
I
my
haven't
number one
gotten to
anticipated
see
film.
that yet.
I was so disappointed by Nope. It was
Yeah,
like
I
same.
love Nope. Nope is 4.5.
I
out of 5
get
stars.
it. I really like. I was so sad.
See, I loved Prey. Like that was one of the best.
Yeah,
movies
I
of this
really
summer for
liked
me.
it.
I did
Well,
not
if
like
you like
Prey.
George hated Bray.
I don't know. If you
Okay, I gave it a 3 out of 5 stars. I did not hate
And then
Prey.
everyone hated you for giving.
I
a 6
almost
out of
don't
10.
argue with you like what you said. I just don't think it affected it as much for me. Like, yeah, the first half was slower than the back half, but I think because it was an hour 30-minute movie, I like didn't notice it.
didn't
You know,
notice it,
like
yeah.
Listen, I'll say it again. It's one of those things where why did we spend 45 minutes building up this character that we've seen in 5 movies? And in that 45 minutes, it didn't even do a good job at building up our human characters. So it just,
George,
it just
I think it's better than the original Predator. I'm sorry.
I do too. I do
I
too.
don't think the original Predator.
I think it's the second best movie in the franchise because I think
Yes,
the
Not
it's
saying
franchise,
much. Not saying
it's
much.
not saying much, but I still take the first Predator over this one.
Can I say something about the first Predator?
Absolutely.
I hate that the Predator has the invisibility power.
I do.
I hate it because it looks horrible for the time of the first.
It's from the 80s.
I know.
87?
Then don't put it in. Then don't put it in the movie.
But it's also like we had this conversation last time I watched The Thing, and Seth asked me why I have it at a 4.5 out of 5
But
stars.
that's so charming, though. That was the first, like...
That's why I still have it at a 4.5 out of 5 and not a 4 out of 5.
That's right.
Because the practical effects just don't hold up for me.
You have it at
all.
4.5, though.
I have it at 4.5, and I still have it in my top 10 horror movies ever.
It's third for me.
I think it sits at my 10 spot.
Like
Mine's The Witch.
I'm going back to it. Star Wars looks so good still, and it's been remastered. I get that, but like, I don't know.
It does.
All
right, I'm gonna cut us off.
Yeah,
because we've been talking for close to an hour and like 20 minutes.
Yeah.
We want to end off. So for all of our listeners, I think this is episode 1, and you guys correct me if I'm wrong. This is we're treating this as an introductory episode. It's also kind of like a test run. Feeling out how long we want to talk for, kind of deciding on segments we want to do. So
give us feedback. Yeah, give us feedback.
Yeah, give us feedback. We're gonna post a lot of TikToks, clips of this podcast. Comment anything, constructive criticism. We'll take anything.
Be horrible. It's fine.
Please don't be too mean. But I think I think we've discussed this, and I think we want to end our episodes with friendly rankings or even taking viewers' questions. So I think today we're going to end off. We're going to talk about 5 movies on our watch list that we think might get a reaction out of the other 3. Maybe 5 movies that we haven't seen that, as film critics, we probably should have seen by now. How do you guys want to go one by one? You want to just run through all 5
Why don't
at a
you do
time?
all 5? It's 5 at a time.
All right, Tyler, kick us off.
Am I supposed to be going in order of like least shocking to
No,
most?
just anything.
Okay,
I don't
well,
think he cares.
okay. I basically just
matter
went
for
through
this
like
one.
some like IMDb and top letterbox movies I still have not checked off the watch list. So we got The Pianist by Roman Polanski.
Oh,
Not seen that.
Oh, so good.
They'll get worse. You'll
It's
get
so good.
bigger
It's so
reactions.
good. Yeah.
This one I don't think is too hot of a take for most people, just because it's like a really old film. But I think a lot of film talk seen it. Seven Samurai. Still haven't crossed that one off.
It's one of Cam's 100 out of 100s.
This one I need to cross.
I mean,
off
it's fantastic. I don't recommend it to anyone. Like you had a video the other day that was
2001.
like,
Come and
movies that are
see.
great. You don't
Come and
recommend
see.
it to
Yeah.
anyone.
yeah.
No one I know is gonna want to watch that.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah, I get
it's
that.
incredible to me.
I've been pushing Seth to watch Kurosawa for like the last month.
Yeah.
I know. Well, that's giving away mine, isn't it, George? So,
Oh, my fault.
uh,
Okay.
All right, keep it going, Tyler.
So then we got number 3, One Who Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest.
Oh, brother bear.
See,
oh,
I'm trying to get reactions here, but the next
Tyler,
two.
get this poster that I have behind me, like top 100 movies. Like I hadn't seen any of these.
I mean, they're
before
on
I
my
started
watch
this
list, so
one.
I'm gonna get to them.
That's fair. I
Like,
didn't prioritize.
So, like I talked about in my
One
video the other day, I'm multitasker in so many movies I watch because like I have so much computer work I do. I'm not gonna watch any of these movies while I'm working on stuff. These are movies I need my dedicated attention to.
I think One Flew Over is perfect. Like,
Yeah.
It is. It's in. I think I have it. As
I
high
know
as
I'm
my
gonna
top
love it.
30.
I know I'll love it. But then 2 more:
amazing.
American History X.
Oh,
Not seen that.
Just watched that for the first time the other day.
The
That's a
last one will get the
brutal
biggest.
watch.
I feel like the last one will get the biggest reaction though. Gladiator.
Oh no! Oh no!
All right.
Not
they're,
seen Gladiator.
they're good ones, because they got a reaction. I'm
That's
not sure mine-
is that
No,
not the purpose
yeah.
of the segment? You
No,
asked.
no,
It
that's
is.
it. They're
It is.
good
It is.
choices.
That
Gladiator,
come
you
on,
gotta
man.
watch it.
Come
gotta
on, you have to
score in
watch
Gladiator,
it.
The score.
It is
They're
so
on my watch
good.
list for a reason. I just haven't got around to
I know
them.
what you mean though, because you can't really put them on in the background, like really.
No, I don't want to do them disservices. I'll put on
Yeah,
Moonfall
great-
in the background, but I'm not
Great
gonna put
Joaquin Phoenix too.
Facts. Oh my god.
Great Joaquin
on.
Phoenix.
Have
so
fun
good.
following that one up, boys.
All right, Cam. Follow up.
I don't know. I probably missed a ton that like more people care about, but I like I said, I tried to combine like things I've heard are popular and like top 100 IMDb, but I tried not to go like pre 1960s because who the fuck cares about that anymore?
I do.
I know you do. I'm sorry. I probably did. So I've never seen the Before trilogy, Before Sunset, Before Sunrise, Before Midnight. I got to get to them. It's like when I made like my best trilogies list, I had like 100 comments about it.
It's in my top 5 trilogies, probably.
Yeah, I've heard it's
I've
like
heard it's
one of
like
the
it.
best trilogies
Oh
ever.
my god, it's so beautiful.
I know. I got to watch those. The Sixth Sense, M. Night,
Oh, it's great.
allegedly his
Classic.
best movie. I don't care for M. Night.
I don't care for that either.
Still a
Yeah,
shocking
no, it makes
omission
sense.
from your
If
watch.
If you make The Last
Classic.
Airbender, I'm gonna
Yeah.
just push you off to the side forever, probably.
Six Sense is another 3.5 out of 5 stars for me. I think it's good, but not great.
Okay.
Still a classic, I feel like.
This one's not highly rated, but I hear it talked about for one reason only. 300. People just like to say this is Sparta.
It's very fun. It's fun.
I've never seen it. I've definitely quoted this as Sparta before. But
Cam, I think you're a confirmed Zack Snyder hater.
I knew. Yeah, I didn't know that was Zack Snyder actually before I
Yeah.
googled it and was like just like,
300 was one of the first movies I remember seeing in theaters because my dad brought me, and I remember on 3rd grade, when I was in 3rd grade, they were like, "What'd you do this summer?" And I was like, "I saw 300," and my teacher took me out in the hallway and had a conversation with me saying like, "Your parents shouldn't be allowing you to see that movie at this young age." Burned in my brain forever.
You know, I'm gonna say it. I don't think Zack Snyder's an amazing filmmaker, but that's fine. I've never seen The
You
Thing.
break my heart.
You never seen The Thing?
No,
yeah,
I've seen
well,
The Thing.
you wouldn't have,
Wow.
would you? That's
So I've seen a lot of like classic horror, you know, like Halloween, Scream,
Psycho.
Psycho. I don't know. Name more
Alien?
classic horrors. I've seen a lot. Alien. That's not a horror, but never mind.
Alien.
That's a horror.
Alien 1 is a horror.
Okay,
Alien
if
was
it doesn't scare me, it's not a horror in my mind, and I get scared by everything. So, but beside the point. And then lastly, I've never seen anything Charlie Chaplin, and I don't know if I care to. I don't
seen
care
one.
for a
A
fucking
lot of
movie
people
that
in that
doesn't-
boat.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
I've
know.
probably
It's just like a
watch them.
film. It's a film bro thing. Like Charlie Chaplin's best thing ever. Like he made movies that don't have any sound or don't have any dialogue. Fuck you.
You're
Like, you don't
blaming
actually-
him for that?
No. I'm saying
not
fuck you
his
to the
fault.
people that say they love them. The people who are like Charlie Chaplin, man, you gotta check them out. Shut up. You don't
I've
like
watched-
those movies. You're lying to me.
Yeah.
They're lying to me. But
All right, Seth, take us 3 or 5.
Okay, so first one I had was Terminator 2.
Judgment.
Yeah.
But you've seen Terminator 1?
oh, you've not seen T2? That'll get a reaction out of me. That's
No,
so
I've
good.
seen Terminator 1.
It's better than Terminator.
T2 is it's better. It's one of the best action films.
I
ever.
just
so good.
I remember watching it and just thinking it's good. It's okay. Like 3.5 out of
T1,
5.
T1 that is.
Yeah.
Arnold really annoys me as an actor sometimes. I don't know what it is. I just he just kind of irritates me. So I've stayed away from it for a long time.
That's understandable, honestly.
Okay.
Okay, then I've got Seven Samurai. Same thing. I've had it in my watch list for like a year. Literally, like it's just. I bought it physical copy the other day, so I will watch that soon. One that probably will surprise you, and it's not like a huge, it kind of is, but I'm massively into thriller, plot twist. I've never seen The Usual Suspects.
Wow.
Really?
Wow.
I hadn't for a while. I watched it.
Seth,
You've seen it? Yeah.
I think
I don't know why I've never got around to it.
that'll climb your favorite of all
You'll
time
like it.
list very quickly.
Cam, what did you give
don't
Usual
doubt
Suspects?
93.
So a
Yeah,
98
that's
before you
fine.
knocked it down 5?
Yeah.
Because Kevin
Oh,
Spacey.
yeah, I guess. Shit. Fuck.
That's an easy 5 out of 5 for me.
Fuck him.
The Before trilogy, haven't seen it either. I've had all of them watched this for so long. It's never appealed to me. I didn't get into
Breaks
watching, like,
my
many romance films until like a while ago.
Okay.
And then last two I'll just put in one. I've never seen Logan.
Yeah.
That doesn't
I
really
don't-
surprise.
That doesn't
No,
surprise me.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean,
I
It
just
just
think
hurts.
everyone.
it's horrible that you haven't.
Yeah, that just breaks
Yeah.
my heart.
And I haven't seen Blade Runner, the latest one.
2049.
2049.
I mean,
I've
you'll
only
love
seen
it.
the original. Everyone
It's
speaks
so
about
good.
it.
I don't know if you'll love it. It's another one of those like the Green
I like
Knight
the original.
most.
It's not amazing. I give it like a 4 out of 5. The original Blade Runner, I think.
I liked it more than the original.
Both Blade Runners are
It's
5
a
out of
it's a
5.
non just dickhead Jared Leto role. He's very good in it
Yeah.
actually.
It's in my top.
I'm sorry, Jared Leto is not a bad actor. He's not.
He just suffers from.
He's good in
shit.
some
He
things.
doesn't know how to-
He's good in
how
some
to
things.
get
I
them.
agree.
He doesn't know how to.
I thought, and maybe a hot take. I thought he was fine in House of Gucci.
In what? Sorry.
I never
House
watched
of
it.
Gucci. Like I
Didn't
thought,
watch it.
people
he's
ripped him
great
for his
in,
performance.
Dallas Buyers Club. He's brilliant.
He's
No, yeah.
fantastic. Yeah.
I'll take my statement back and say I think he's a good actor. I think he's just a dickhead.
Yeah, he's a dickhead. Yeah, I'll agree with that 100%.
He's like
Valid.
he's sending people
Valid.
used condoms for playing the Joker, and it's like you don't have to do that, man. Like it's It's not necessary for that.
But he did what? He did what?
Sound like Margot Robbie, like dead rats and like used condoms, and said it was method acting. Like, no, that's just fucking weird.
That's
Just not okay, actually.
too out of pocket.
Yeah, like it's just wrong in many ways. I don't know if they were his or, but
George, what are your movies then?
All right, I don't know if mine are gonna get as big a reaction. My first one is trying to get a reaction out of Seth. I've never seen Rear Window. I'm trying to catch up on.
I only watched it last week.
Did you really?
Yeah, I literally watched it. I've only.
Oh shit! Yeah, I'm trying.
It's great. It's honestly, it's amazing. It's really, really good. I give it a 4.5 out of 5, but it's you'd love it. It's great.
Okay. Yeah, Hitchcock, Carpenter, and Cronenberg are 3 filmmakers I'm trying to catch up on a lot recently.
Yeah, same.
I also have not seen any Kobayashi film, and Harakiri is like one of the highest rated films on Letterboxd.
I spoke to you about it. I couldn't find it anywhere.
Yeah, I couldn't find it. I would have. I wanted to watch it. I just haven't seen it anywhere.
I need to watch that.
Getting a reaction out of Cam. I have not seen The Big Sick, and that's been on my watch list forever.
I need to.
It's one of the best. It's like the best rom-com ever. But that's
so good.
It's your own prerogative, man. It's your own prerogative, man.
I've also never been a massive Guy Ritchie fan, and you guys know I haven't seen Snatch yet.
That's criminal.
That's his best movie.
Great. It's his best movie by far, in my opinion.
My thing is, I'm just not a huge Guy Ritchie fan, and you guys speak so highly of Snatch, so I don't want to watch it.
I don't like Guy Ritchie.
Same as Cam, but I think Snatch is by far his best work.
Yeah, I for sure need to watch it. And then do I have one more? I'll lump a bunch together. I still haven't. I'm trying to catch up on Mission Impossible. I've only seen 1 and 2.
I've only seen 1.
That's what I would have had on there. For you,
so I haven't seen 3 through. We have 6 out right now. So I haven't seen 3. What's it? Ghost Protocol.
Fallout. Is that
Fallout?
Fallout's the one you got.
And Rogue Nation.
Everyone says that, yeah.
And that's it. Those are the 5 I haven't seen.
Seth, for you, I would have thrown like 100 other movies on there. You haven't seen any of the Fast and Furious. Still haven't gotten...
I've seen the first 4.
You don't need to watch any of the Fast and Furious.
Okay.
I when I did that video, I think people got confused because they didn't actually watch it. I
didn't watch it.
Yeah, you're one of them. I've seen up to Tokyo Drift, and I just didn't like. They're not for me.
Tokyo Drift is the worst. Admittedly, Tokyo Drift is the worst.
But you gotta watch.
Like the film.
I gotta watch like 6. Fast 5 and
6 does not need to be watched.
Furious 7.
6,
Fast 5 and
don't say 6.
It doesn't interest me.
I don't remember 6.
I don't care about cars. I've never had an interest in anything like that.
That's fair.
I don't know. It just doesn't. What else would you have thrown on mine? Like
MCU, DCU.
People already know that.
The newest Star Wars. Yeah, I know. I'm just saying, like, those will get more of a reaction. I feel like.
Yeah, but I think I've said like people react that to me all the time. How have you not watched it? Because people already know that I didn't grow up like watching those films. Yeah. So I feel like because I watch a lot of like older stuff usually, like thrillers and stuff. And when I say like a Usual Suspects, that's probably gonna surprise people more than me saying, "Fucking, I don't know, give me a film."
Black Panther.
Thor Ragnarok. Whatever.
I don't know.
Zack Snyder's Justice League.
Oh, can you shut up about that?
Whenever you watch that movie, I'm gonna watch it at the exact same time.
I bet you I like it. I bet you I prefer it because you said it's dark.
4 hours.
All right, I'm
4 hours.
It's not a movie.
It's broken up into 6 episodes. Let's relax.
It's not a movie. That's the problem.
It's not. Sorry. It's an entire series.
It's an event. It's like an Endgame. It's an event.
All right. We are for sure pushing the 2-hour mark. So I'm gonna cut us off. I don't know how to end a podcast.
Is anyone giving thoughts on episode 3 of Lord of the Rings or Rings of Power?
I haven't even seen it yet.
I'll give a quick 5.
I'll be honest with you.
I watched it today for this.
Have you watched it?
I mean, I don't care for it. I've said it before. I don't think I'd like Lord of the Rings if they weren't as good of movies they are.
I think it's really good. I think, like I said before, a lot of people decided they were going to hate it before it came out just because of Tolkien's lore. At the end of the day, it's a fantasy show. Who cares? Like, if it's a good show, it's a good show. I don't think it's amazing. I think the dialogue's a little bit off at times. I think it is like a walking advertisement. The production value is insane, but that was never going to be the issue. But I think it's like a solid 8 out of 10 show. But I think it's just cool.
I agree with you. And House of the Dragon doesn't line up with our recording of podcast schedule. We'll do a full episode at the end of the season.
For sure.
She-Hulk episode 4 was best episode of the series, but
still haven't seen it. Thanks for shouting that one out.
I'm just letting you guys know it's the best of the series.
To all of our listeners, assuming most of you came from TikTok, I will reiterate, we appreciate you. Thank you for giving us this platform to talk film. This is episode 1 of hopefully a very long and successful journey. So thank you, everyone. I guess that's it.
I'll jump in with one last thing, just like on a technical side of things. So hello, everyone. Me, Tyler here. I'm the one who kind of like produced this. So if you want to comment, like for me, like please tell me like George's mic is way louder than Cam's, or like anything technical wise, production wise. Like if you want like me to see it, because I want to make this as good as possible, like try to just let me know somehow. Comment on ReelTok stuff or whatever. But like we said earlier, give us feedback on like the content itself, but also give us like technical feedback. Like are some people's mics way worse than others? Like if you're watching this on YouTube, which you should be, because you get to see all our beautiful faces. Just tell us like technical wise, how can we make this better? We want this to be the best movie podcast of all time. So help us get there. And I'll end on that.
That was a good way to end it. I like that.
All right, and that's a wrap.
Thank you, fellas. Thank you.